now that we're talking about your altar, how do you set it up? What do you put on it? And what are your things that you always have on there? And then what changes?
I'm always changing things because I am a Cancerian and I don't like, I like to change with the seasons and so forth as well. So at the moment, I've got a big haul out because this month is very advantageous for me astrologically to be more intuitive than normal, whatever that means. So I've just got the battery chargers out, basically. I've got my smoky quartz. I've got a beautiful piece of sodalite. I've got labradorite. I've got my Ganesh made out of jade. He's so handsome. I've got calcite. I've got fluorite. I've got a lovely chunk of rose quartz there as well, merlinite. I'll keep going. But I do also like to use, I've got white candles I'm burning at the moment because it's spring yesterday. And it's like the jasmine's in the air, so I am burning jasmine as well. And it's a refreshing, sweet smell to have the house open. So in winter, I tend to not have so many out. I put more candles out in winter with different fragrances in them. And you can also get candles from a variety of different shops online, as you know, with crystals and the herbs in them. So I might say, for example, if I've had people at my home, a mother-in-law or some such thing, I might burn a candle that's already got like juniper bits in it. So it's going to burn the candle, and the juniper's like, it's like domestos compared to a sage stick, right? Sage stick's like spray and wash. Right, so depending on who's been here and what's been going on, can be what I will have out as well on my altar.
So great.
If everyone's coming over for a party, they're in the cupboard and locked, man. Yeah, but I do really prefer to include. I do like knives. I've got a little bit of Kali in my Vedic chart, so I've got a little bit of a. Traditionally, witches always carried a knife because we'd be collecting herbs. We'd be cleaning out a rabbit skin, all of this kind of stuff. So it is symbolic. I'm not saying everyone has to go out and get a machete, but a knife is symbolic for us. Doesn't mean we're going to stab people unless they annoy us. So I do keep that there as well. But candles are a big one for me, as well as my plants, because I talk to pot plants. Obviously, I need to get a life, but I do move my plants around seasonally, and I change my altar seasonally as well. My altar is on top of my library, which includes a lot of my mum's books as well as my own, and all kinds of other little things are hidden away in there as well. So I keep it all there in one spot, but I will close it down at times when I just need some peace. When I just need to be Jill the maniac, Jill the legend, whatever. I like to clean it all up, spray and wipe, clean, like physically clean and refresh it. I don't like to keep it there stagnant, or I don't want to ask for too much. Yeah. So my guides can see, okay, she's having a moment. She's got the big guns out. All right, we'll give her a bit more attention. I'll put all my gear away and just keep it soft and gentle with some candles and one or two pieces. And they're like, okay, she's calmed down a bit now. So I do agree that you need to change your area with the seasons, especially on the equinoxes and so forth. So the 22nd of September, change it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what have you got on your altar at the moment?
Well, I always have rose quartz. I've got a divine feminine card, so mine's very soft and simple at the moment, with the native flower there, and my Palo Santo, which was a gift. So yeah, and then this was a gift as well. I don't actually know what that crystal is. It is purple violet, but it was a gift for my birthday. So yeah, just sort of for me, just representing softness and being gentle and a little bit of self-acceptance, because my birthday was a month ago. So just receiving, for me, not so easy to receive. So just that as a reminder to be able to receive the love from my friends and my family who gifted me all of these things, most of that is from all of them. So yeah, it's very simple to, this week. But yeah, I clean it and clean my space a lot.
Yeah, it's an important part of today's a new day. Next,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Yeah.
I didn't realize, but because I do work with my medicine woman regularly, and she's all about like, make sure you're dust free and you clean the dark spaces in the corners of your room and all this kind of stuff. And then, just noticing my own drawer to clean and make sure there's no sand and dust on the floor and all that kind of stuff. But like in the symbology of witches, they always have a broomstick, and there's always cobwebs. But the thing is that they were always cleaning the cobwebs down, right? They were cleaning their space. It's so funny.
Oh, no. Okay, I'll confess, all right. I do have a Dyson stick, okay? Yeah, I love a Dyson stick.
Yeah.
And the other day I had my needle and I felt a little bit low. I didn't have my zing going on. And I said to my boyfriend on the phone that, and I said, I didn't feel that well. I didn't want to suck up spiders with the Dyson. I must have been a bit off colour.
Yeah.
I know it's all wrong, but I have got spiders everywhere around here. They drop, and animals, all the neighbours' animals are here, and spiders all the time. I had a huntsman spider I'm in a loft, dropped to the ground just behind me last night, like splat. I'm like, stop it, go away. But they are attracted. Animals, plants, and insects are attracted to the energy as well. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, because I had a huntsman in my room for a little while, and I just made peace with it until it kind of started moving towards my bed. And then I was like, all right, mate, we've got to break up. And so I caught it and put it outside, but I can't seem to, kill things either anymore.
Oh, no, it's the webs I'm zooming around and the bits, the corpsey bits on the ground that they leave for me. Thank you. But yes, cleanliness, they say, is next to godliness. Well, goddessness, I say. So, yeah, it is important to clear the air, open the house up, and burn some incense once you've finished doing your practices for the day. I just believe, I like it a lot.
Yeah, let's just touch on that. I know we've gone like, and we'll keep breaking these little videos up for sure. But how do you protect yourself as a psychic?
Okay, so I protect myself each time I'm reading. I've got black tourmaline, I've got black onyx, I've also got onyx around here, around my neck. Now, you don't have to go to a crystal shop to get this stuff, darling. Designers make very stylish items too, okay? I wear my birthstone, garnet, as well as peridot. I've got smoky quartz on, and plus jade, which is good for business as well. Over on this arm, I'm also wearing garnet, again, my birthstone, just to give me extra zing. But I am very strong in about, the black stones basically provide protection. So I usually do wear a little bit whenever I leave the house, actually, just as a bit of backup. I can't say if it works or not, but for me it does. Yeah. I find, like, I won't cross paths with people that I'm not meant to. The cops, I'm pretty lucky. Traditionally, the black stones are there for protection in this particular circumstance, because you can get a little bit weak when you're using your third eye. You can get your guard down, people can sneak through, that sort of thing. So it's always good to, everyone should go shopping. Go buy yourself some jewellery with your birthstones. Now, there's oodles of birthstones. Like Cancer also has pearl. I don't like pearls. I've been given them over the years. Man, I don't wear them. They don't resonate with me. So make sure it's a birthstone that resonates with you. Okay, like a blood red garnet. But protection-wise as well, I do a crystal grid outside my dwelling when I usually move in as well with 5. And like we said before, there's a lot more to cleaning your house than just cleaning your house. You're also doing it energetically as well. Yeah. And be conscious of, you can use a smudge stick, you can use incense, but every now and then bomb your house with a bit of dragon's blood or something like that as well. Because when you're living with other people, their energies can come through too. But I keep a positive attitude. And I tend to keep away energetically. I feel like somebody is dark. I kind of like, I'm a big chicken, and I'm like, you know. But that's their trick. But it is important to protect yourself when you are reading, especially because you're gifted. And you don't want to, like I said before, you've got to be conscious of what you do and don't say.
Yeah.
So protecting from somebody pushing. This is protecting from somebody pushing.
Wow.
Information.
I can imagine you'd get that a lot. People come to you being like, I just want to know when I meet that guy of my dreams. By the way, do you know when I'm going to do that? He still hasn't come in. Or maybe he has. He's just not here right now.
The universe brings the right one at the right time, my dear.
Oh, I've got to keep believing. Got to keep believing.
Snacks out there if you need a snack in the meantime.
Oh, there's snacks, all right. But just out of curiosity, is there anything that you say after a client reading?
Sorry. You just made me cough, young lady, and laugh and cough and snigger. You hear with that question again, sorry?
Is there anything, just personally, I'd just love to know, is there anything that you say after you see a client or a reading? Like, is there like some sort of like, that's completed, I'm, now finished, something like that?
So normally on my desk when I'm reading, and you can't always see, but I'll have my 3 boxes of tarot in front of me. And at the end of a session, I pile them all up. I thank you very much. And then I escalate my desk up again to business level where it's stand up and work. So I sit down, I read, I put my hair up. And when I'm finished, I close my cards. I say, thank you very much. And I change this environment straight away. Hair down, desk up, deep breath, doors open, that kind of thing. So I do like to, I usually do smudge the house not smudge, I'll use incense, of course, once a day. But I also like to do that, when the dishwasher's going on or after you've had a shower, the whole cleanse.
Yeah.
Not just about because I've been working with spirit, so to speak.
Yeah.
God, we sound like we should be working for bloody Ajax or something today, don't we?
Well, people might like it because it's all about germs at the moment. This is great. Okay, so while we're on the protection thing, so I didn't necessarily say empaths, but I didn't really like that word a couple of years ago, and I don't know why. It doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything, but it's like it doesn't trigger me now. It's like, cool, I'm an empath and I'm okay with it because I've kind of come to terms with being sensitive and actually owning being sensitive, because clairvoyancy and clair gifts are extrasensory perceptions. So you have to be sensitive to be able to touch that. And all we're doing when we're becoming sensitive is not numbing out anymore. We're not hardening ourselves with the stress of what I used to do, living in cities, living in concrete environments with 9 to 5, stressing myself out for the man and drinking a lot on the weekends, and being hungover on my days off. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. And so, but yeah, I used to get offended by being a sensitive person or being emotional. And now I just understand that that's a true gift now. And now, yeah, exactly. I'm owning it. I'm claiming it and saying, cool. And now being an empath, I'm okay with that word. I don't identify with it, but I do know that it's I guess something that's we can see as a good thing if we know how to own it, if we know how we can do the chicken thing and back out and be like, cool, that's your stuff. If you can, because from you, Jill, I just get such a sense of like ownership of who you are, ownership of your energy, and like, cool, that's all good for you, but that's where you stay and this is where I am. And I mean, I'm sure you've learned that over the years, but you really embody that ownership. So I did have the question there as, can you recommend what empaths, I don't know, maybe some advice for an empath or those who are sensitive?
It's a tricky thing being an empath, because often people don't know how they know
Yes.
what they're feeling, and then other people will take them in the wrong way. For example, my Irish grandmother, my father's mother, she was an empath, but because she was like a Cancerian, like tough, tough, she'd be like, you know, she said to my mum, "You're pregnant. Go to the Chinese herbalist and go and sort yourself out." And mum's like, "Pregnant?" She goes to the Chinese herbalist. Hello, it was me. She didn't even know, but that wasn't an intuitive thing for her. It wasn't because she knew when chicks were pregnant, but she would often say things like, "You should have more oranges," or "You should have more this," or "You should have more that." You just took it as she's the grandma telling you what to do, kind of thing. So I use that example because people don't understand when you're saying it because you're supposed to say it, or say it because you feel like it's good advice. So it's a very tricky thing to split that, you know, like empathically, I know that you're exhausted, but you're saying you're fine. It's a tricky one to grow into and understand how to identify. But again, I do sort of feel like it comes in a little bit with your clairsentience, your feeling of the senses and so forth. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
It's tricky.
So, I mean, I've kind of thought about this a lot over the years, and what I've kind of come to and can recommend would be to know who you are on your own, in your own environment, in your comfortable space, so that when you are around other people and something comes into your mind and you have this thought and you're like, "That's so not my thought." And then you go, this is the empath, or this is the clair sentient or clairaudient or whatever that you're picking up on, and you really know yourself well, so that when something else comes in, you're like, that's not relevant to me. So whose is that?
Exactly. It's a very tricky thing as well, I find, because often it's about emotions, it's about feelings, right? With like I feel that person needs my attention now. I feel like, you know, whatever. But in a professional capacity that we shouldn't comment on medical issues. And quite often it's a grey area, because quite often what you're feeling can be literally like, I'm feeling like you're sick, you know, but you're not a doctor. And you're not allowed to kind of comment on medical, fertility or legal issues in this industry, because we come under entertainment, which is hardly appropriate. Anyway, so one thing
you are good value, Jill.
Oh no, but I'll go to Parliament and get that changed one day. Don't you worry. But it's something, again, you've got to use discretion with, because you can't always, you know, like go up to someone and see that they're dying or killing themselves on the inside and need you, but you can't go and approach them because they need to come to you. So it's a tricky one, because it does verge a little bit over into the medical, because you really can feel, you know, you really can feel. So it's a pussyfoot, that one little pussyfoot, careful with empathy, because it's a hard one. It's a very difficult one to be discerning with. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love what you said about them needing to come to you, because I think when you start to realize you have these gifts and you're feeling these things and you want to help people, like, you know, you're kind-hearted and you want to help all these people, but it's not your responsibility. And learning that for me over the years has been really challenging, and I still am learning that. But I love that. Really resonated with me, is that you don't need to go to them. It's not your responsibility to go to them to tell them, because you've got to wait for them to open up with you and want you to tell them, or your advice, or your
not everybody's as open to free information, so to speak, or they're not ready to hear it as well. Could be another one, but it's certainly a very not everybody would have it, as I mentioned before. Probably us water signs are more likely to have it, because we're more emotional kind of thing than a fire sign. Would be like, so what, you hurt your foot, fix it, you know. Oh, I'm just kidding, but you know, like
it's so neat.
Needs to be delivered. with certain control.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. I'm learning that too.
Look at you. You say you're not a rock and roll animal anymore, and you're sitting there with a Rolling Stones mouth on your shirt.
That's been a huge process for me as well. Like, so I've come from being the naughty kid at school, being expelled from school, and then going away for 3 years overseas, doing some damage, and then coming back and waking up and starting to go so far into the lightness and the spirituality path that I was like, where's that rebellious side of me gone? And yeah, and now I can combine the two, because that is who I am. So there's a part of me that's yes, the light witch, but the light witch is also that rebellious, confident, naughty side that, isn't all.
We'll blame it on your Aquarian ascendant, darling. Okay. Yeah, I got expelled. I've been expelled too. That's good. Yeah. So that we'll blame it on our astrology.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy to do that. But I think this has been amazing, and I really appreciate your time, and I love what you've been able to share with all of us. So
exciting. We can definitely do more if people want to send questions in and so forth as well. Go off on a tangent. Maybe do a few spreads and show them how the houses correlate with astrology, which coordinate with your numerology. So they know what I'm like. I always say these 3 modalities should be used together, as well as your clairs. But your tarot, your numerology, and your astrology, all of the numbers go together. But then again, somebody who's dyslexic won't get that, so they might want to use oracle cards, but the number systems are of what sort of ancient times have used these things together, all together. But we can maybe do another session on that, on just getting the concept of it, how these patterns